The intensity is rising, and the stakes have never been higher in the Bay Area. We are breaking down the legacy of the Golden State Warriors by looking back at their most dominant regular season runs in history. From record-setting win totals to the sheer tactical genius of head coach Steve Kerr, we are ranking the top 5 squads that defined an era of excellence.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
But the past is just the foundation for what is happening right now on the court. Stephen Curry just delivered a legendary performance in the play-in tournament, single-handedly erasing a massive fourth-quarter deficit to stun the Los Angeles Clippers. It was a vintage masterclass in clutch shooting that reminded the entire league why you never count out this core. The road to the playoffs is a gauntlet, and the schedule is set for a high-stakes showdown. The Golden State Warriors are now locked in to face the Phoenix Suns this Friday. With a playoff spot on the line, every possession in Phoenix will be critical as these two rivals battle for the right to advance. The winner of this clash will move on to face the Oklahoma City Thunder, adding even more pressure to the upcoming tip-off. With Stephen Curry in prime form and the team riding a wave of momentum, anything can happen in this win-or-go-home scenario. If you want to keep up with every twist and turn of this postseason run, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for all the latest updates. Ever wonder what really makes a basketball dynasty? It's not just about raising banners in June, it's about the sheer, terrifying consistency of the regular season. Today, we're peeling back the layers of Golden State Warriors history to find the absolute peaks of their dominance, using the simple rating system, or SRS, to cut through the noise and see who truly owned the league. Starting at number 5, we head back to the 1975-76 campaign. Under Alatals, the Warriors cruised to a 59-win season behind the legendary Rick Barry. With an SRS of 6.23, they weren't just good. They were a well-oiled machine that proved the post-championship era in Oakland still had plenty of teeth. Coming in at number 4, we have the 2018-19 season. This was a team operating under immense pressure, yet they still managed to secure 57 wins with Steph Curry at the helm. Even with the internal tension that defined that year, their 6.42 SRS reminds us that even a turbulent Warriors team is miles ahead of most of the league. Then we enter the stratosphere. At number 3, the 2014-15 season changed everything. Steve Kerr's first year at the helm resulted in 67 wins and an SRS of 10.01. This was the birth of a movement, the moment the league realized the floor had been raised indefinitely. Taking the second spot is the legendary 2015-16 squad. You know the one. 73 wins, 9 losses, and a level of offensive efficiency that made the rest of the NBA look like they were playing a different sport. An SRS of 10.38 cements their place in history as one of the greatest regular season teams to ever walk the earth, regardless of how that final series ended. And finally, the undisputed king, the 2016-17 season. With an SRS of 11.35, this team wasn't just winning, they were dismantling opponents with a ruthless precision that ranks 6th in all-time NBA history. It was basketball perfection in its purest, most clinical form. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Which of these Warriors squads do you think would win in a 7-game series? After all, stats tell the story, but the legacy is what we choose to remember. Ever felt like you were watching a movie where the hero had no chance, only to realize the script wasn't finished yet? That was the scene at the Intuit Dome this Wednesday. Down 13 in the fourth quarter, facing an elimination that felt like an inevitable death knell, the Golden State Warriors did what they've done for a decade. They defied logic. Stephen Curry reminded the world that when you have the greatest shooter in history on your side, done is just a suggestion. Finishing with 35 points and 7 triples, Curry didn't just play basketball, he authored a rescue mission. But let's be real, the first half was a slog. Watching Curry go 2 for 9 early on, you could feel the panic rising, but his third-quarter flurry was the perfect reset button. Still, even with that burst, a 13-point deficit against a squad like the Clippers with 10 minutes left, that's where most teams fold. Instead, the Warriors found a heartbeat. It wasn't just Curry. Can we talk about Al Horford? At 39 years old, the man turned back the clock, drilling 4 clutch fourth-quarter threes like he was in his prime. And how about Kristaps Porzingis? He finally looked like the impact player the front office envisioned, dropping 20 points and providing exactly the kind of versatility they've been desperate for. Draymond Green, meanwhile, turned into an absolute nightmare on the defensive end, locking down Kawhi Leonard when it mattered most. When Curry stepped back from 29 feet to bury that go-ahead triple with 50 seconds left, that wasn't just a shot, it was a statement. The building went deathly silent because everyone knew they had just witnessed a signature moment. Now, the Warriors look ahead to a massive matchup against the Suns on Friday. Win that, and they're looking at a date with the Thunder. After a 37-win regular season and the loss of Jimmy Butler, nobody expected them to be here. But that's exactly where they thrive. If you think this improbable run is over, you haven't been paying attention. Hit that subscribe button to keep up with the Warriors' quest for the title, and tell me in the comments. Do you think this team has one more miracle left in the tank against Phoenix? Picture this. It's April 17th, 2026, and the atmosphere is absolutely electric as the Golden State Warriors square off against the Phoenix Suns in what promises to be a late-night thriller. If you are a basketball junkie like me, this is exactly the kind of high-stakes clash you circle on your calendar weeks in advance. We are talking about two offensive juggernauts colliding under the bright lights of a primetime showdown starting at 10:00 p.m. Eastern Time. The tactical chess match between these benches is going to be fascinating. Think high-octane transition, play meeting some of the most sophisticated perimeter defense in the league today. Are the Warriors going to rely on their trademark ball movement to dismantle the Suns, or will Phoenix's star-studded lineup force the issue with pure, unstoppable individual talent? It is not just about the final score. It is about who holds the momentum when the pressure turns up in that final quarter. I want to know who you think takes this one home. Drop your predictions in the comments section below, and let's see who really knows their hoops. At the end of the day, games like this are the reason we fall in love with the NBA, because when the lights are brightest, the legends always find a way to shine. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Stephen Curry, against all odds, saves the day when the lights are brightest. In a do-or-die play-in clash that felt more like a Game 7, the Golden State Warriors clawed back from the dead to take down the Clippers, 126-121, keeping their season alive for at least one more night. With this victory, the Warriors head to Phoenix to face the Suns this Friday, where a spot in the playoffs against the juggernaut Oklahoma City Thunder is on the line. But let's be real, this win wasn't just about the score, it was a masterclass in heart. With under 10 minutes left, the Warriors were down by 13, and honestly, they looked cooked. Steve Kerr finally realized it was time to unleash the chef, putting Curry back in. It took exactly 6 seconds for Steph to splash a triple, and that was the spark that ignited a ridiculous 43-point quarter for the Warriors. They were raining down threes from everywhere, 19 on the night, which is exactly how you make up for a sloppy 20-turnover performance. We have to talk about the unsung hero, too, Al Horford. In a blink-and-you-missed-it 3-minute window, he buried 4 triples to flip the script before a vintage Draymond Green defensive clinic shut the door on Kawhi Leonard. For the Clippers, it's a brutal end to an absolute roller coaster of a year defined by mid-season trades and roster overhauls. They fought hard, but you simply cannot bet against the championship DNA of this Warriors core. The road ahead doesn't get easier with Phoenix waiting, but tonight, Golden State proved that as long as 30 is on the court, they believe they can win any game. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update on the NBA postseason hunt. Do you think the Warriors actually have enough left in the tank to survive the Suns, or is this where the road finally ends? Let me know your predictions in the comments below.